Okay, we are on Miss Genito's roof, and she has a leak that's showing up in the general area of this corner, maybe a little bit further back. And she's got a lot going on with this roof. It's kind of like one of the tall and skinnies of Nashville. So we're doing an invasive diagnosis, which means we kind of get into things a little bit. And these are my findings. First of all, we checked her counter flashing, and it was kind of uncaulked a little bit. The caulk was breaking away. Also, the spring clip comes a little bit closer to the edge of the flashing than you would like. So I just pulled it loose. And if we have a look, we can see that there are water stains along the counter flashing. If we look deeper in, we'll see a few water stains on the brick. We'll also see this material a little bit loose. We're just gonna go ahead and put this back and we're gonna seal it up before we leave. Also, I noticed, I believe this is a weep hole. I believe this is a weep hole as well for the bricks to allow moisture out. However, I put a borehole camera in here, and you can see the substrate. So anything that floods in is gonna get, behind this. The next thing I was looking at, well, they cut this a little bit when they were cutting their reglet. Next thing I was looking at was this trim here. And if we kind of just open it up a little bit, what we see is just some kind of tape or underlayment on the wall. It's kind of open. Looks a little bit scary. The next thing I did, well, we took the the rail off in order to be able to get behind the counter flashing. What concerned me was the small little nut and bolt they had fastened to this brick. Also, on the other side, what they had was they just basically had long drywall type screws that were holding this rail in. So that is some concern. Now, she has a conductor head from a scupper box on the upper part of the roof. And it's got a lot of turns, a lot of twists and turns. She actually has a little bit of clogging here. The downspout is, crimped a little bit too tight. And the lower section is kind of crimped too. So a heavy downpour, it could back up, maybe have some water coming out of the seams, maybe get into this corner, work its way down and in. Now this leak only comes in on heavy torrential downpours. I think she's only seen it 1 or 2 times. So I came up here and I had a look at what she has going on up here. Now, we have a scupper box, and I'm just gonna turn this borehole camera on. And what we see, the camera moved a little bit. What we see in here is we can get a good look at the substrate. It moved. If you can see this, that is the plywood or the substrate from the decking. Now you can just stick a camera in there and you can see all that. I hope I didn't mess this view up. But yeah, you can see inside. So this isn't sealed up really well. They didn't bring their material out to the edge here, so the material comes short about that far on the inside of this. We're going to go ahead and turn this off, and we are going to go up on the higher section of the TPO roof. Now this is a TPO roof. They've built a deck on it. I always recommend not building on a TPO roof. However, what they did do was they put a slip sheet down. So a slip sheet's going to kind of protect it from any penetrations that the corners of these make. I didn't tear the deck up, so I couldn't probe here. But what I did do was over on this section, I probed everything, and it looks like they did a good job of welding everything down. So that's going to lead me to believe that they probably did a good job on this as well. I looked at her neighbors a little bit. Yep, it looks like it's sealed down pretty good. What I did find on this was that the conductor head, or the scupper box, is actually leaning this way a little bit right in this section. If you look, you can see that it's holding a little bit of water. So that leads me to believe that she probably is not having issues in this area, and which that would show up on that upper section. What I believe is she's probably having issues with this right here. Probably most likely, you know, the conductor head either overflowing, water coming through these joints. I did look behind here. We do have a little bit of water staining going on. This little piece of flashing is what's kind of concerning to me. This downspout, now if we look closely, we can see some moisture at that seam. So it looks like some water is kind of maybe backing up there. Looks like I put a borehole camera in there, and it does look like it's pretty clear. Now if we look right here, it looks like this might be a little bit loose, maybe not inserted real deep. Maybe get some good water kind of shooting out the seams on that. So we did not nail this leak down, but we did find areas that are concerning. So what I'm going to do today and what I'm going to recommend, so I'm just going to seal up the counter flashing. I'm going to reinstall it. I will put the rail back on, but I'm going to use some thicker screws. Now they're not structural. I will let her know that the screws and bolts that are holding this probably aren't up to code. If we look at this part of the downspout here, it looks like it's crushed. Also, that section up there is crushed a little, which can impede flow during a torrential downpour. If we see a little bit of it crushed here, so it will impede a little bit. It's crushed there as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend that she allow me to put some blue chalk in here. Anything blue, if anything shows up inside, it has a little bit of blue tint to it, that's going to indicate that this might be causing some trouble. But I don't see it causing trouble if I seal this up. But if anything's getting in on the other side, getting in right there, working its way down, that'll you know, definitely show something. But she hasn't been complaining about anything around that area down there, so maybe I won't do that. Maybe we'll you know, use a little bit of blue chalk test for something else. Yeah, so if this video explains anything to you, we did not find the definite leak, but we do have some concerns here, especially in this corner here. Now I did take a look at this threshold. Looks like they've got it sealed up. That'll probably be the last thing I do. Will be to just verify that this threshold, the material, hopefully is wrapped inside the threshold. If it's not, we'll probably just seal it up and, you know, just kind of go from there. However, from what I saw, this counter flashing has had some water get past it. If you can see this is water staining. We have a little bit of water staining on the brick as well, and we do have an open pocket here. So that would probably be a good candidate for the water infiltration issue that she is experiencing. In a perfect world, I would like to get under this a little bit better. What I am going to do here now is look for a slip sheet. Now, she does have a slip sheet here. So they did build this little deck on a slip sheet. So she probably, I would say it's probably not going to be, you know, a penetration here. I would think it's probably this corner. So I'm going to give her some recommendations. We're going to look in here a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I don't have any light pointed in there. I actually did take pictures, but maybe we can get it on video as well. Let's see here. Man, that's not going to show us anything. All right. So hopefully this thing didn't stop.